Yo, 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 yo. Earl in the house. I see we got a lot of old schoolers in here. Let's turn that music off. Still, people are, hold on here. People are reaching out to me like Ace Frehley was my brother. Even my sister messaged me going, "Are you okay?" So, what up, NJ Ranger 201? We got some real gems in the house. Did you hit up? I don't know what that means. Did you hit up 7-Eleven? I'm not. Yeah, we don't do that kind of humor in here. Whatever your name is. I'm not. Your comment is so unfunny. I can't show it. I mean, the trolls are coming in early. But that's okay. I mean, you guys really. Maybe I should teach stand-up comedy or roasting the trolls. Business would be brisk. I'll tell you that much right now. Earl Skakel in the house. Are you getting into a suit or are you leather? I don't have a suit, to be honest with you. So I told my buddy that, and he's like, "You do you." So I will do me, and we will see how it works out. It's a real quick visit because I have to be back Sunday night for Judas Priest and Alice Cooper to see the great Ryan Roxy on the electronic guitar. Thank you very much. So, it'll be a fun weekend. I mean, I hate Vegas. I hate it. But, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I told Jordan and his lovely wife, soon to be wife, I don't have a suit, bro, so I will wear all black. Lois is with her mommy. Gail picked her up last night, and you could see it on the stream actually. Well, I don't gamble, I don't drink. The comedy in Vegas is very bad. It's not a good. There's a lot of comedy rooms, but it's not the best comedy city, if you know what I mean. So I don't really enjoy my time there. The casinos are pretty smoky, and no, I was never in a band. I actually have no musical talent, so that should not be surprising. Um, I will. I should see. I might see Ryan today. I know they have a show. I think tomorrow night, and then Sunday night. I mean, Vegas it's too expensive now. I mean, I remember it was free valet parking, free everything. They just wanted your ass in the casino, and now it's like you got to pay for parking, and that definitely turns people off. People like free shit, so I will not be there very long. I mean, I've gone to Vegas several times and was there less than 24 hours. So, um, I mean, I don't mind paying $25 for a hamburger, but it better be really good. So, Vegas is just overpriced. It's a place for like white trash tourists. And I don't even mean that in like a mean way. It's just they love. But even the buffets aren't that good anymore. I mean, I remember when like the Mandalay Bay buffet was just awesome, and now it's just, yeah, I don't blame people for leaving Hollywood. It's not, it's not for everyone. I'll tell you that much. Um, Commerce Casino. Yeah, I mean, I think I did comedy there once, but yeah, Vegas ain't what it used to be. It's just too corporate. I mean, even the comics who play Vegas are all like just hacky people whose careers are pretty much over. So they just go there and, to make the white trash people laugh, and they don't have to do that much time because the comedy clubs are usually inside of a casino, and the casino, they don't want you laughing in the comedy room. They want you losing your money, honey. So, you know, um, and internet gambling is really, I think, taken a bite into the lure of Vegas. I mean, why go to Vegas? Why fly or drive there when you just get on your computer and play poker? So, um, it's just a different era. I mean, I'm sure he knew Ryan. I mean, Ryan Roxy was the king of the Sunset Strip. I mean, anytime I go out with him on the strip, like people like love seeing him there. Um, but the Alice Cooper machine does not stop. So I'm looking forward to Sunday night. Do you agree that? No, absolutely not. Ryan O'Neal does the best one. He doesn't really do it publicly, but Ryan O'Neal and Jeff Richards. Because Adam Ray's too nice. I mean, Tony's a dick. Like, we all know that. I mean, Tony flaunts it. So Ryan and Jeff, they lean into that. Adam's too nice. Um, I mean, Ryan's great. I mean, there's not many people who will say a bad thing about. Yeah, I've seen Adam Ray's impression of Tony. It's good, but it lacks the bite. Just kind of a generic Tony impression. And I don't mean that. I love Adam Ray. Um, I mean, Adam's wife is huge in the animation world, and Adam's always trying to hook me up. So, yeah, but O'Neill especially has that mischievous, sarcasm, and and Jeff is so funny, and he's a master impressionist. I like O'Neill and Jason Tebow, who was an LA comic, is in Chicago now. Um, he does a very funny Tony Hinchcliffe. I mean, Tony's not very well liked amongst a lot of people. So, the impressions of him are not flattering. But I don't think Tony would mind that. So, but these impressions you won't find online. You got to be in the room when they're doing it. So, um, that's just, how it is. Namaste. What up? What up? I don't, yeah, but Rich Little wouldn't be great at Tony Hinchcliffe because Rich Little's too nice. Um, I've seen her brother Frankie at the gym, but I've not seen, I don't know enough about Ariana Grande to. Um, oh, Rich Little is an awesome impressionist, but he's kind of in that Adam Ray mode of he's too nice. Where O'Neill has no trouble being a weenie. So, um, whoa, you got to have it in you to go to that the sewer with a Hinchcliffe impression. So, um, Earl Skakel in the house. Oh, okay. I mean, I might know Vinny visually. I mean, I knew a lot of people on the in the Melrose. Melrose had its own music scene. Um, you know, sorry about that. Just positioning the camera a little better for your viewing pleasure. But yeah, COVID really. I mean, it wasn't much of a music scene. Before COVID, to be honest with you. I mean, the music scene on the Sunset Strip was dying before COVID. COVID was just the final nail in the coffin. And, it's definitely, I mean, Tower Records is gone. All the clubs on the Sunset Strip are pay to play. I mean, the Whiskey still does a good job booking bigger acts. They'll book LA Guns or, Winger or Stephen Pearcy's band, which is basically Rat. Um, the Door, Robbie Krieger from the Doors. They still get some national acts, but the other clubs not so much. Striper does not. Well, the Striper has played the Whiskey, to be honest with you. So I don't think Loudness would come and play the Whiskey. There's just not enough money in it. I mean, Piercy's really the one act that truly sells out the Whiskey. I mean, I saw Lita Ford there last Friday. It was a fun show. Um, you know, so I mean, it's a dime. That's why I'm driving back from um, Vegas on Sunday because these acts like Alice Cooper and Judas Priest. How much longer are they going to tour? I mean, you saw Ace Frehley die yesterday. I mean, I think Alice Cooper's 75. Ace was 74. I don't know how old Rob Halford is, but he's got to be up there. So, and I saw Bruce Dickinson sing the national anthem the other night at the King game. He looked pretty rough. So I'm trying to see as many concerts as I can before these guys start dropping. Billy Idol. I just saw him and Steve Stevens. They looked great. Joan Jett was with them. She looked great. So I don't think Paul Stanley would play the Whiskey. I saw Paul play the House of Blues. Um, so yeah, for the most part. I mean, I don't think the trolls realize. I don't read their comments unless they pay. So it's the Kevin Brennan business model. I mean, you can't argue it. It works. So, you know, and most of the time, the trolls are so unfunny in here. They move on. They get it. So, um, you know, we're just doing a quick. Let's see who's live right now, so the trolls can go elsewhere. I think I'm the only streamer that literally tells trolls where they can go. We've got Pretty Antisocial for streaming. Um, Let me see. Anyone else streaming? That's like Dabbleverse related. We got Pat McAfee. Damn, Pat McAfee has 59,000 people watching. That's fucking crazy. Good for him, though. I'm no hater. I mean, can you imagine the super chats Pat McAfee gets? Oh, I used to watch Mannix. Mannix was really good. So, um, I mean, that's old school. Mannix, Cannon, Rockford Files, Barnaby Jones. There's a lot of shows that were basically the same show with a different actor. So, um, it was the golden era of television, and all of them were by the same guy, a Quinn Martin production. Here's the crazy thing. I used to play golf with Quinn Martin's son, Cliff Martin. Oh, did that guy inherit a boatload of dough? I mean, all the residuals he gets from all his dad's shows. Because his dad, Quinn Martin, was basically Aaron Spelling before Aaron Spelling came in. So Karmic X just went live. So Denzel Washington almost became Ricardo Tubbs on Miami Vice. He got so high up in the process, he was screen testing with Larry Wilcox. Yes, the very one and only and the same Larry Wilcox from Chips. And then, obviously they did not. They got Philip Michael Thomas and Don Johnson. And the rest is history. And by the way, there will be a new Miami Vice movie coming out, I think, in a year. Hopefully, it's better than the last one, which just came off as like a really bad version of Bad Boys. So, um, we'll see what happens. Um, it's one of those things that, I don't know. I mean, I don't, these throwback movies and TV shows, they don't do well because today's audience, I mean, Miami Vice was on the air 40 years ago. Like, nobody cares anymore. I love it, but I don't think I'm the target audience. The target audience for movies is 18 to like 35. They don't know who Don Johnson is, which is crazy. Or they certainly don't know who Philip Michael Thomas is. What up, Larry Bird? Yeah, but how do you get around um, how do you get around the music clearances? I mean, I thought about it, but a TJ Hooker movie. That's fucking funny. Uh, um, yeah, that was my ex-girlfriend last night. Not the fiance, but I mean, that's how old Lois is. I've had like 4 girlfriends with Lois. I mean, it would be great if it were 80s based, but I don't know if that's going to go over well with, you know, people who are born now. Um, well, I think also streaming. Like you look at the Rock movie, I'll watch that on streaming. Like I wanted to kind of see it in theaters. It's always a better experience in a theater. But my thinking was, I'll just wait till it's on Netflix. Um, and I wanted to see the Naked Gun movie in a theater, but I was like, just wait. Like when we were, kids, like you couldn't just wait. You had to see it in the theater, and then you had to wait like 5 months for it to come out on cable. So, yes, there are some piazzas at my gym, and it's getting worse and worse. But what are you gonna do? I mean, I can't imagine Spaceballs. Like once again, it's the people who want to go see that movie are old now, so they're not going to go to a movie theater. So that will bomb at the box office, but it'll probably do well in streaming. So yeah, I love Smoking the Bandit. So um, Grease, Smoking the Bandit, Star Wars. There's the movie experience is pretty dead because it's expensive to go to a movie these days. I mean, the last time I went to a movie, I think it was like a year and a half ago. I took a girl to see Alien because they put it back in theaters. I'm like, well, I never saw it in a theater. I want to see how it is. And I think the tickets were $25. So for 2 people, it was 50 fucking dollars. Um, and then, the food and drinks, that was probably another 30, $40. I mean, it's almost $100 for 2 people to go to the movies. Who can afford that? Um, so, that's why movies are down. I mean, why pay $100 to go take a date to the movies when you can do the Netflix thing for $10 a month. You have a girl come over. It's $10 versus $100, and you see the same fucking movie. Now it's not on a gigantic screen, but I have an 85-inch TV. I don't think any girl would mind watching a movie on that. So, oh, Dick Fitzwell is here, so we can talk Dabbleverse now. That's the new rule for those of you wondering. Someone from the Dabbleverse uh, uh, walking around. And Ryan Roxy just texted me. I must get to Ryan Roxy. Uh, William Zoom in the house. Sinbad movies, Pink Panther movies, Gold. I mean, James Bond movies were awesome. The Roger Moore movies um, were awesome to watch in a theater. Um, I don't know what that means. I don't know what Dabble Dom is. Let's see. I will, TB. I will. He's just waking up right now, so it might not be the best time to ask him. Sasha, you're real hung up about the Piazzas. No, I think he's taken care of. I know they have a show tomorrow night somewhere in like Visalia or something. And then Sunday, Judas Priest, Hell Bent for Leather. So that should be fun. And the topic is life, baby. Okay, total pain DS. I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest with you. So, um, you've got me perplexed, as you usually do. What up, Mr. Nader? A fun group in here. A couple trolls and a couple regular people. And we'll do what we do. I am trying to break the algorithm. It's not really working, to be honest with you, but I'm trying. It's getting better. Dixon, I know what you're trying to do to get me to say your full name, but that ain't gonna happen. I'm too quick. Nothing wrong with a good troll. There's plenty of bad trolls in here, but I do appreciate your your name. It is funny. The Kings are, I don't know. They looked great in the first period, 2-0. Um, look fast, look engaged, and then they just, I don't know. They just, I don't know. They just, something's off with them. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the coach, the coach is already on the hot seat. We're 4 games into the fucking season, or 5 games. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Kopitar was out last night. Kemper was out last night. Forsberg didn't have a great game. I thought he would really shine under this defensive system that the Kings have. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think Corey Perry will give them a nice spark. I mean, he's a winner. Corey Perry's won everywhere he's gone. So, um, it will be interesting to see. Um, what happens when he comes back, but he's not coming back allegedly for a few weeks. So, um, yeah, Big Black. Me and my ex get along. I get along, like I said, with 98% of my exes. So, um, of course, the two I basically don't get along with, I I tried even in their cases, but I don't beg for forgiveness when I feel I don't I didn't do anything wrong. So, um, you know, yeah, Corey Perry has lost in a lot of Stanley Cup finals, but he's exactly what the Kings need. I think the Kings will be more engaged. I mean, I'm a King guy, so I don't necessarily like. Um, I don't necessarily like another team. Um, and yes, Jonathan Quick is beating Father Time. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, the defense is a little, I don't know, the Penguins wanted it more. You could just tell. Um, they just, um, I don't know. I mean, they're just plain uninspired, would be how I would say the Kings looked last night. Leafs look good. They look hungry. Rangers suck at home. The Rangers will figure it out. They got a great team. They got good goaltending, so they'll figure it out. I mean, it's a long fucking season. Yeah, so Benachad, I think, might benefit from a change of either him or Panarin might benefit from a change of scenery. To be honest with you, yeah, the Steelers looked a little uninspired last night, but Flacco, he played a great game last night, and Rodgers played great last night. Rodgers ain't the problem. I'm friends with Sean Avery, so yes, I did like Sean Avery. Um, he's not for everyone. I had a few Avery gamers. I had his King jersey when he fought Peter Forsberg in preseason. I had a couple of his Red Wing. I think I had his rookie Red Wing number 42 shirts. So he was, he was nice to me. Andrew Jacobs, $1.99. Are you still doing Inappropriate Earl or just YouTube? Right now, Andrew, thank you very much. I know you were hit hard by Ace's death. I did sell the Every Gamers. I made more money on YouTube, to be honest with you. I made absolutely zero money on the podcast. So and it wasn't a tremendous amount of work. I'm not going to lie to you there, but it was just like, why am I doing this? I think 380 or so episodes. Pro Stock Hockey gave me a pair of hockey gloves, which that's probably about $200. So, um, you know, hmm, hmm. Um, because you do the best interviews in the game. Oh, I did like doing the interviews. I'm very proud of some of my interviews. The one with I love Pro Stock Hockey. They're great. They treat me good. Um, a matter of fact, here's my newest. Hold on. Here's my newest pair of gloves from ProStockHockey.com. Now, the interesting thing about these gloves is Sherwood gloves. They were made for my favorite player, Pierre-Luc Dubois. But here's the thing, if you ever watch a Washington Capitals game with Pierre-Luc Dubois, you'll notice he wears Bauer gloves. Sherwood was trying to get him to switch, so they made him a pair of these demo gloves. He never wore them. These are what they call game issued. And Pro Stock Hockey um, knew I liked Pierre-Luc Dubois, so I had to buy these. They did not give them to me. Um, yeah, I probably should walk. I'll be Pierre-Luc Dubois for Halloween this year. No one would get that. So I'm into stuff like that. I mean, these are. I could kind of see why he didn't like them. No offense to Sherwood, but these are not as comfortable as Bauer. They're a little stiff, but I'll still play. In my ball hockey league with them. Um, so hold on, Ryan Roxy wants to do breakfast with me, so maybe I could walk to the Dialogue Cafe and we'll live stream breakfast with Ryan Roxy. No, I'm just kidding. You know, um, we'll have to go because I have a turtle. Oh my God, you're disgusting. Come on, man. There's kids in this stream, you pervert. Will you beat Joe Biden for Halloween? Well, I mean, the contract's not terrible for us anymore because we traded Dubois for Darcy Kemper. So, and somehow Rob Blake talked the Caps into taking the whole contract. So that was probably Rob Blake's best move ever. Was you know, uh, um, Mika. I mean, I don't. I mean, there's definitely if the Rangers keep losing at home and the Kings are kind of in a funk, I could see a trade between the Kings and the Rangers. But when I say kids, I mean young kids, like 18 to 21. I know I got some young lurkers. So how would you go about being Norm Macdonald for Halloween? Probably dress up as Burt Reynolds. Well, I don't know. I mean, I could understand why the Kings traded for him. Uh, on paper, the trade for Pierre-Luc Dubois made sense, because it was basically done to have Connor McDavid go through Kopitar, Deneau, Byfield, and Dubois, and throw in a little bit of a side of Blake Lizotte, who's on Pittsburgh. So I think it just didn't work out. I don't know what happened. We were not going to beat the King. We were not going to beat the Oilers with the three players we gave up for Dubois. So I don't have a problem with the trade. We weren't going to beat the Oilers with my buddy Alex Iafallo, Rasmus Scapari, and Gabe Velarde. Yeah, yeah, I love Mike Henry in that movie. He's so good, so funny for a guy who doesn't do traditional comedy. Um, so at the end of the day, Dubois 1 year with the Kings. He just, I don't know. And I asked an NHL scout about Dubois. I went to the Kings rookie tournament. I said, "Hey man, I got to ask you a question about one player." And he looks at me and goes, "Dubois, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And this guy's one of the top scouts in the league. I mean, not just a King scout. He is. Everyone wants him to hush, but we got no time for that crap. Everyone wants this guy to be their GM or head scout. He is not ever going to be without a job if he gets fired. So he said, "Well, Earl, before I tell you what I think, you tell me what you think." I'm like, "I'm just a fan, man." He's like, "Well, I want to hear what you think." I said, "Okay, Dubois on paper, 6'4", 225, great shot, good passer, plays with kind of a bit of a dirty edge when he has to." And he's like, "Earl, you should be a hockey scout and make it fast. I'm in a goddamn hurry." "Who you chasing?" "Ain't nobody chasing me, boy." Um, and he's like, "All that stuff you said is true." I'm like, "Well, and let me add one more thing. We'll call this scout Mr. X. But when he gets on the ice, something is missing. Like that drive doesn't kick in, only in spurts." And he's like, "Well, Earl, all the things you said are true, but what I would like to add is that he's such a good player on paper and on the ice, but he never learned to play with teammates. So from Pee Wee hockey to now, he tries to do everything by himself. A 3-on-1, he's going to shoot. Um, if there's a 1-on-3, he's going to figure the defenseman will break up the play so he doesn't have to get back. So, he just, I don't know, he lacks that drive. And it's funny, I was watching the 2017 World Junior Championships, and he was on that team. A very highly touted team, like Cale Clegg and all these guys who haven't really panned out yet were on it. But at the time, they were all the best of the best of Canadian juniors. And Dubois played the same way back then, just kind of lackadaisical. He'd give a little effort here and there, but what are you going to do? Yeah, I mean, the thing that people don't know about the guy who played Jackie Gleason's son in Smoking the Bandit, Mike Henry, he didn't really have a comedy background. And Jackie Gleason was kind of drunk on set. So Jackie Gleason, most of his lines were pure improv. So I'm pretty impressed that Mike Henry could hang with him because I thought Mike Henry was the funniest part of the movie. Um, my favorite line is when they're originally chasing them, and Jackie Gleason's talking about Sally Field, and Mike Henry's just going, "Uh huh, yeah," but with perfect timing. And then Jackie Gleason, I had no idea what this meant. It happens every time one of those dancers are poontanging around with them showfolk fags. Like, what? I mean, Smoking the Bandit came out in 76? I was 8. I never heard really language like that. Um, yeah, he was legit. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, he was like, I think he was a starter or something. So he was not like, some people say, like Brock Lesnar played for the Minnesota Vikings. Well, I think he got in a game or two. And then, I mean, Mike Henry, if you look up Mike Henry Tarzan, he was fucking jacked. And of course, he was, um, I mean, his biggest role before Smoking the Bandit was playing the sadistic prison guard in The Longest Yard. Um, so, I mean, and then I don't know what he did after Smoking the Bandit. I think he was in the second one too. Um, I actually never saw Smoking the Bandit 3, so um, but let me look up what Mike Henry did. Now I don't have a assistant here, so I've got to look at Mike Henry, Smokey, and the Bandit. Let's see what he did after Smokey and the Bandit. Thank you, Jenna. I don't know what that person was talking about. Mike Henry died in 2021, so rest in peace. American football linebacker and actor. He was best known for his role as Tarzan in the 1960s film trilogy and as Junior in the Smokey and the Bandit trilogy. Henry attended Bell High School, who arranged for him to get a tryout at USC. He attended USC and was captain of the 57 football team. He was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the ninth round of the 58 draft. Played 3 years for the Steelers, um, and then he played with the Rams from 62 to 64. Um, let's see. Henry played Sergeant Kowalski in the Green Berets, 68, the year I was born. Corrupt Sheriff Blue Tom and Rio Lobo. He also acted with Charlton Heston. Let's see. Oh, he was in a fair amount of films. His last film was Outrageous Fortune. He was in the episode of Fantasy Island. So he didn't really do a lot after. Let's see what Outrageous Fortune was. I don't recall seeing that movie. Yeah, question for Earl fans and Earl. Who's the best impressionist of the following? Jim Carrey, Adam Ray, Matt. I'll go with Jim Carrey. Directed by starring Shelley Long and Bette Midler. I don't recall. Of course, Christopher McDonald was in it. This is a good cast. Anthony Held, as Doctor. Most people know him as Dr. Chilton from Silence of the Lambs. Peter Coyote, George Carlin. So he didn't really do a lot post Smokey and the Bandit. He was in MASH, the TV series in '77. Smokey and the Bandit 2 in '80. Fantasy Island '81 has Mike Henry as Mike. Smokey and the Bandit 3, and then Outrageous Fortune in '87. So, and between Smokey and the Bandit 3 and Outrageous Fortune was 3 years. So it seems like he didn't. I guess he was an actor. I don't know. Yeah, Pablo Francisco, he was a great impressionist, but he absolutely lost his mind. I think he did or does a lot of drugs. What up, Danny Barry, Sports Highlights? Let's see. I did play one day of high school football. I think Dom DeLuise died. What up? Hello from Israel. I was a running back. I was a pretty big running back. But my mom wouldn't sign the insurance form that, at the end of the insurance form, it said not responsible for death. I've not heard of Matt Friend, but he's probably never heard of me, SC. So, yeah, the booger sugar will absolutely mess you up. It will take you down fast. I probably would have been a pretty good football player in high school because I was a pretty big guy. See, I don't watch Stern or Bill Maher. Yeah, I think Pablo, he might have been doing stuff stronger than Coke, to be honest with you. So, um, it's just one of those things that, it's unfortunate. But, um, hello, Lizard Kings. No need to do all caps. I see you. What up, Snuffles TV? Good to see you guys in the stream. It's a pretty friendly stream in here. So, yeah. It's a niche part of the stand-up comedy world. Impressions. I wish I was good at them. I'm really not. The few impressions I'm good at, I don't think anyone cares that I can do a spot-on impression of the Indian from Predator. That's a real niche impression. I love Ed O'Neill. Ed O'Neill was great in his episode of Miami Vice as Artie Rollins, the dirty DEA agent. It was like a serious role. There wasn't a lot of humor in that particular episode. So yes, Peter DeLuise. He didn't really do much after 21 Jump Street. He's like the Switek of 21 Jump Street. I mean, Switek after Miami Vice, Michael Talbot. The only acting work he got were in Brian Dennehy films because that was his best friend. So that's the business right there in a nutshell. So yeah, Will Sasso's very good. Karrion Kross, the wrestler, does the best. Um, um, Jesse Ventura. Like, it's frightening. Let me see if I could pull that up on YouTube. I don't think that. Let me see. Cross. I mean, I guess this is considered. Let's. All right, so this is Karrion Kross working out with my buddy Chris Van Lee. Let's make sure the volume is up because this is one that's really meant to be heard at full volume. So Karrion Kross, that's not him. Chris, he's over there. Let's turn this up there.
Don't tell me you don't have 4 more reps in you. Come on, Chris. Don't tell me it didn't happen. I was there.
Jesse Ventura's here?
I was doing tricep extensions in the Gulf of Tonkin. I'm a frogman, so are you, Chris. Come on now. We ain't got time to bleed here in the gym.
Let's hit that one more time.
Don't tell me you don't have 4 more reps in you. Come on, Chris. Don't tell me it didn't happen. I was there.
Jesse Ventura's here?
I was doing tricep extensions in the Gulf of Tonkin. I'm a frogman, so are you, Chris. Come on now. We ain't got time to bleed here in the gym.
So that is pretty fucking funny. William Berry, the greatest quote from Ed O'Neill. Bob Rooney asked Al Bundy, who was Kenny G. Al said, "I don't know the guy who invented the G spot. I was there. The Gulf of Tonkin. I was doing tricep extensions in the Gulf of Tonkin. 100%. That's why I don't work out with anyone. So, I mean, I wish I had the skill of being good at impressions, but I just don't. It's a very, it's a talent that I just don't have. I'm just funny. But unfortunately, being funny doesn't really help. There's a lot of bullshit. I mean, my buddy just submitted me for Comics Unleashed, and I'm thinking of doing it. And that's like the hackiest show in the history of television. I don't know. Yeah, I could probably do a good Morgan Freeman. Anyone with a deep voice, I could do a good Darth Vader, maybe. Well, Calrissian, did he survive? I do kind of sound like Morgan Freeman, but and I do a dead-on impression of the Indian from Predator. Major, you better take a look at this. Blaine's body, it's gone, because he had a real deep voice. So, but I think I'm not sure where Sonny Landon was born. I think Oklahoma. So his deep voice has a bit of a southern drawl, if you will. So there's that. Earl Skakel in the house. We'll go about another 10 minutes, kids. Another 10 minutes, and then I must go have lunch with the lead guitar player of Alice Cooper, the one, the only, Mr. Ryan Roxy. Now, maybe when I'm driving to Vegas tonight, I'll stream a little bit, the drive out there. I see some of these drive streams get like 100,000 views. Now, it's not necessarily comedy content, but hell, if I could crack 100,000 views, it could get me into the algorithm. I mean, YouTube don't care if you're doing stand-up on here. They just want the numbers, baby dolls. So I'm sure if you worked on it, you could be Holland. Yeah, I mean, I just, Morgan Freeman's not really known for saying like a catchphrase, like Darth Vader, Luke, I am your father. Andrew Jacobs, the great Andrew Jacobs, $1.99. Did Showtime ever have you on any more shows? I'd love to say they did, but they didn't. My favorite wrestling podcast. I mean, I don't really listen. I do like the one guy. I think he's from Britain. Good-looking dude. He does shoot interviews. For those of you not knowing what that is, shoot interviews are ba- basically real interviews where the wrestlers break down. Yeah, I'm going to get my car detailed before I leave. Why the glasses? Well, why do most people wear glasses? They don't have good vision. Whoops-a-daisy yet. Sorry about that, guys. These gorilla sticks have a mind of their own sometimes. So, sorry about that. Yes, I have astigmatism in my left eye. That's no bueno. I like the ones that, Title Match Wrestling? They had some good interviews with some old school guys like Sid and Bad News Allen. I'm trying to think what other. Hannibal is a good wrestling podcast. Oh, wait, here's another. I haven't seen this clip yet. This is new.
This is trying to get you to do the voice. You think I don't know that? You think I don't know what you're trying to do, Chris? You think I don't know that you're trying to convolute the minds of the American children or Canadians? Sure. You saw this online with Jesse Ventura back in the WWE family, Saturday night's main event. Mm-hmm. People were pitching this idea that you would be on commentary with him. I know. Or that there'd be a moment backstage where he walks by you. His son Tyrell was telling me, when are we going to do this? And I was like, dude, whatever you guys want. Like, this could have been a thing? Yes, every single time. Every single time they're at Saturday night's main event, they're like, are we going to do it? And I was like, well, there's this guy I work for, right? It's his show, so unless he tells me yes, I mean, of course. So Jesse wanted to do this? Yes. And the producers were asking us, when are you going to do it? And I was like, guys, you're in charge here. This is trying to get you to do the voice. You think I don't know that? You think I don't know what you're trying to do, Chris? You think I don't know that you're trying to convolute the minds of the American children or Canadians?
Now, here's the interesting thing about Karrion Kross is he's a free agent. The WWE has let him go. And most people think, oh, he'll end up in AEW. Yeah, I might have to take my Rambo knife. I know that, but that's me. That's me. I detail my car to drive to the desert. But Karrion Kross, when he was in TNA, I guess he had a problem with Don Callis because Don Callis allegedly creeped on his wife. So I don't think you can count on Karrion Kross in AEW anytime soon, as long as Don Callis is running the ship. Earl, your top 3 impressions. Yeah, I mean, that's a niche. Barry Ribs, of course, the amazing Chandler B, and Jeff Ross's manager. Hey, Earl, how's it going? Like, fuck you, you cunt. I mean, I don't really do a good impression of Chandler, to be honest with you. It's more the words and the voice. She had a real southern twang. Barry Ribs, of course, is, yeah, he's AB, you get it. So it's too bad. Like, if that was WWE, and let's say Kross was in AEW and they let him go, WWE would hire Kross and say Don Callis was in WWE, and they'd be, you guys are going to wrestle. We like the real shit. So I don't gamble at all. I won't gamble $1. I'd rather buy a leather jacket. I'd rather go to the John Barbados outlet in, well, that's Palm Springs, but I'd rather buy clothes than gamble, to be honest with you. Yes. They're either married or girlfriend, boyfriend. I'm not sure. So that's not going to happen unless Tony Khan, because, if AEW was smart, they would kind of follow what WWE does in that regard. With Edge and Lita and Matt Hardy. I mean, they made that into a fucking angle. I mean, basically, Lita was cheating on Matt Hardy with Edge in real life, so they turned it into an angle. Vince is notorious for putting guys who don't like each other against each other, it's almost like a shoot match. Interesting. That's interesting, TB. So that's too bad because he'd be great on the mic. I mean, I don't know if he's known as a great bump taker. He's kind of more of a personality. He'd kind of be like the AEW's Ron. Was that black dude, the funny guy, Ron R-Truth? So Kill Tony was weak this week. They had a panelist I'd never heard of. Well, I'm sure at some point they run out of big names, It's hard to get people to commit. And, I'm sure Tony pays the bigger names, but, you're not going to go to Austin just to do Kill Tony. But maybe some people will. I mean, like if you are, looking for an instant following of, a couple hundred followers, depending on how desperate you are, you'll do the show. Ron Funches is great. Yeah, I mean, it's too bad because Karrion Kross is really funny. But, I don't think that would work backstage. I mean, the rumors are that the people in AEW right now are very happy with the backstage scenario right there, which is too bad because, with Vince, he would have made Jack Perry and CM Punk the main event of the next pay-per-view. And it probably would have crushed numbers-wise. He would have sat down both guys and say, listen, you don't have to like each other. You could have someone in the ring before the match go over the match with you guys. And, of course, there's always the danger that one of the two would go into business for themselves. That's just... Oh, I know Mike Feeney. Mike Feeney's a good guy. And I think he is still doing Roast Battle in New York. So I'm not sure. I'm not really familiar with the New York comedy scene. I know. Isn't that great? That's comedy in a nutshell, though, AB. And wrestling. Comedy and wrestling are so similar. So, I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean, do I think Don Callis was creepy with some girl? Yeah, he probably was. And, Cross is sticking up for his wife or his girlfriend. I'm not sure which. And they're the ones left out, And Tony Khan's probably doesn't have the backbone to say to either guy, listen, hammer it out. Either, Don, you apologize or don't apologize and you guys just avoid each other backstage. But I think AEW is trying to avoid that stuff. Yeah, shitty people do well. It's unbelievable. I mean, look at Jeff. He fails upward. Like, it's unbelievable. Canceled show after canceled show after canceled show, and people are like, hey, let's give him another show. Yeah, I don't like that shit. I mean, Red Band, because you could take Red Band off the show, it wouldn't be the same. And people are like, what? He's just pressing buttons. But he's a comic, too. And so he knows the value of timing, and he knows, like, especially with the guests, like, if I ever went on Kill Tony again, he knows my pacing. He knows when I'm about to drop a zinger. So, he has that... that fifth sense or the sixth sense. So, I mean, you could get another guy Yeah, I mean, Callan, like, he's another guy, like, kicked out of Hollywood basically for allegations, and he can't, you know, work enough. It's kind of discouraging, but um, he basically said, Red Band, take this guy in your secret show. Red Band didn't really want. And Tony said, Red Band, when I nudge you, listen. So it actually looks like you run that show. He does run the show, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe something's changed, but Red Band is very hands-on with his club, and that's why it's packed. I mean, when I did it, when I was walking up the stairs, I'm like, oh man, this looks like just like a bar. And I walked up to the performance room, and it's fucking packed. I mean, standing room only. So, I could see Red Band and Tony eventually um, having a falling out. It hasn't happened yet, but, I'm sure Tony's ego one day will have that happen. Oh, I mean, I don't know, but maybe he does. Like I said, I don't know the inner workings of the Austin comedy scene. So, um, I mean, here's the thing with Tony. He might not be the easiest guy to work with. Like I said, I like Tony. Like we're cool, but Tony was cocky when he worked at Starbucks. So I can only imagine how hard he is to work with behind the scenes while he's making a lot of money. Like money's not going to help his ego. So, well, who knows? I mean, listen, I thought the Dabbleverse would end 2 years ago. I'm like, who the hell is going to want to talk about Stuttering John and this guy from Minnesota who did a wife swap and it didn't work out? And 2 years later, it's stronger than ever. There's actually more podcasts talking about it. So, it's just one of those things that, I mean, but it's not like I don't know how Kill Tony did on Netflix, but from the reviews I've heard, it wasn't good. It was the common theme was where are the jokes. So uh, and they front loaded those first episodes with their all stars, so it'll be interesting to see with future episodes without the all stars how it does. Um, oh, I've seen that way before that. Are you talking about the King game, Joe Jack, or the Steeler game? Tony is a sociopath. Well, most successful comics are. I mean, I've often said Jeff and his manager are sociopaths because they don't care who they hurt, they don't care who they take down, they don't care what shows they run. They just go on to the next show like nothing's wrong, and it's working. Yeah, that Steeler game. I mean, obviously you got to throw that ball to Freiermuth because there's no guarantees, but they scored too early. And then they just couldn't stop Chase. I mean, I've never seen that before where one receiver just. It's funny enough. I saw it once, and it was against the Steelers. I saw it live, and when they played the Raiders in Vegas, the Steelers could not stop Devontae Adams. I mean, he was just catching everything, and they were double teaming him, triple teaming him, and that was the same last night. But when you also have Higgins on the other side, it's tough. I was happy for Freiermuth, though, all this trade talk, and he had a great game. And you could tell Rodgers was definitely targeting him. So, um, yeah, I mean, I guess, yes, man. I mean, this is um, an open stream, I guess you would say. Yeah, 100%, William. I mean, Ramsey got beat on that one important play where I think it was Higgins, where he could have scored, but he did something really smart and he just kneeled down about the 4 yard line. I mean, Ramsey got beat on that play. But I don't have a problem with that trade, Ramsey for Fitzpatrick, because Fitzpatrick was starting to fade too. So, um, yeah, I mean, thank you, TB. I like chatting with you and with everyone. I mean, this is not a stream that is pro wrestling, and maybe it would do better if I just defined it to one subject. But I like talking, and I like talking about. Um, what do you mean? How hard is it to get Jeff's manager? Has a manager? I mean, managers are fucking the laziest people on earth. She would come to me if I had a TV show on the air. She would say, "Hey, Earl, let's talk." I mean, just 'cause she's a maniac. Like she would think of nothing of calling me if I had something going on. Hey, Earl, I know we haven't gotten along in the past, but let's get along now. And if the show got canceled, she'd cut ties again. Like they're just cutthroat. So I mean, the offense is fine. I mean, I kind of like the three tight end attack. Now I don't know how the three tight ends like it because I'm sure they all want the ball, but it's kind of an impossible offense to stop. I mean, you've got um, Metcalf, who's like one of the best receivers in the league, and three gigantic tight ends. I mean, it's really like who do you guard because one of them is going to be open. Now I thought, and I haven't heard anyone say this, but on that Hail Mary pass last night, I think Metcalf could have caught the ball, but he did this weird thing with his arms where he was reaching up, and then about maybe a second and a half before the ball got there, he put his hands down and he just kind of, I don't know. I think he could have, he's so fucking strong that I think he could have caught the ball. But, I'm not saying he did it on purpose. I'm just saying I thought that he could have made more of an effort. So, yeah, I mean, Washington is 6'8", big guy, and good hands. And Freiermuth is a great catcher, and Smith is one of the most vaunted tight ends in the league. So, I mean, there's one football, though. That's my concern, is one of them is going to be like, I want out. Um, yeah, I mean, but, yeah, I mean, TB, I'm always open to any help. Even my buddy today who said, hey, I submitted your name to um, Comics Unleashed. I mean, I thought he was kidding. That's how little that show is appreciated by real comics. And then he's like, no, I'm serious. I just did it. It's not that bad. Because, it's the corniest fucking collision. Or it's the collision. I saw collision in there. It's the corniest questions. Like, hey, Earl, I heard you like hockey. Well, yeah, I told you that in the interview. So, well, no, I'm not talking about that one collision, where he did get hit hard, so the interception, but on the Hail Mary, he, because he kind of was in front of the pack. So as he's going up, you see it reach his arms, and then he just, for whatever reason, went like that. So, but he's a great receiver. He's fast, he's big, very strong. Um, so, um, oh, Snuffles, see, Snuffles did a little joke there. I can appreciate that. All right, Zoom. I'll see you later, buddy. Thank you for the well wishes. So that's going to be about it, boys and girls. Earl Skakel over and out. I'll stream at some point tomorrow from, I guess, the hotel room. So we won't have this. Rogers still has it. I mean, that fucking Hail Mary was 65 yards in the air. He's got the arm strength. I mean, he's not the most mobile guy in the world, but you didn't hire him to run. But that offensive line is a little wonky, and Jones is playing out of position. Thank you, Essie. We'll talk over the weekend. So it's just he's got he's got a great receiver and then three great tight ends. I mean, the running game is hit or miss with the Steelers. Yeah, I'm going to leave a little later, so we'll see what happens. Earl Skakel over and out.